Welcome back to Retail Therapy on the Sunday Scaries podcast feed. My name's Will DeFries. My loyal co-host Barrett Dudley. How you doing today, Barrett?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Just here, hoping that I can step into the big shoes that Sally left from this Sunday's episode. You know, she popped off, and then it's hard act to follow.
When it comes to the Sunday Scaries podcast lately, it's a very transparent strategy I've had. I've taken the two people whose episodes do the best, and I've attached myself to them. One being you, and the other being Sally. I've always known that Sally commands numbers when she is on the podcast, but this past week, she just absolutely blew it up, and I was like, okay, do I just need to have her on once a month at this point?
Yeah, I mean, the Sal gals ride hard. Everybody knows that. So,
are you a Sal gal?
Yeah.
I think I need to become one now that my face routine apparently has me looking 40 per someone in a hot tub in Mexico. And I'm just not feeling very good about myself.
I have, after our discussion about slugging and face routines and all that type of stuff, there was a week later, there was a big Sephora sale, and I upped my regimen. I'm currently, do you know what patch testing is?
No.
I'm really just guessing at what it is, but I got these new products that are nighttime creams and serums essentially.
Okay.
But you're supposed to test them out. You don't want to just go you can't just do your whole face because what if your skin doesn't react?
Yeah. What if you're allergic to it?
Yeah. What if you're allergic to it? What if it's going to make you break out? So I'm just doing one little patch of my face with this hyaluronic acid serum. And I'm just waiting to get 6 pimples in that one zone. But how long am I supposed to patch test? I don't know.
Well, I didn't want to overstep, but I was going to say your upper left cheek is looking popping today. So, I mean, keep going with that product, whatever that is.
Oh man. But it's also after last week's episode, I just it's a shorts day today. And I'm like, man, these thighs are looking extra pasty.
See, I've been doing the thing. I mean, I'm officially, and if you can't tone it, tan it season. I've been going and sitting at the pool every day, and I've been doing the thing where I lift my shorts up when I'm doing it, much like Cristiano Ronaldo before taking a free kick. I just pull my shorts up, and I just lay there, and I just let it all soak in. So I'm feeling pretty good about my leg tan right now. But, the tan does help.
It does.
I'm looking in the mirror lately, and I'm like, yeah, this is working.
Yeah.
I think we even talked last time about busting out the white T-shirt after a day at the pool.
You have to.
I did that on Monday, and I think it was popping a little bit.
It's tan boy summer.
Yeah. It actually worked so well that I hopped on Everlane and I ordered more of this exact same shirt so that I could not just have one day where I busted out the white tee. I could have numerous.
There's a white tee is never as bright as it is on its first wear. So it's reasonable to have multiples, I think.
Yeah, I had to. Oh, Barrett, we got a loaded episode today. This is kind of a surprise episode for those out there. Not only are we launching later on a Wednesday than we normally do, but this is the second Wednesday in a row. And that'll make next Wednesday's episode the third Wednesday in a row. It's just a loaded month for Retail Therapy.
We like to zag when people expect us to zig at Retail Therapy. So,
if you guys have any questions for us or topics for us, we're always checking the DMs. You can DM Barrett Dudley. You can DM me at Will DeFries, or you can DM Sunday Scaries at sunday.scaries. I've also been putting out some listener companions as we talk about a lot of things that require links or visuals. So I've been trying to put that together in a digestible way over on the Substack, willdefries.substack.com. And as always, you can watch all of these episodes on YouTube, on the Wash Media YouTube channel at youtube.com/washedmedia. Barrett, can we talk real quick about a very influential person in the fashion game? Somebody who maybe had a movie somewhat based on her called The Devil Wears Prada. We're talking about Anna Wintour, and apparently her lunch has caused a lot of people to be up in arms over some stuff.
I don't know about this yet.
So a book was recently released on her. This is it's a biography. It was released on May 3rd.
Is it authorized or unauthorized?
It hard to say. It says, I don't know if it's authorized or unauthorized.
You want it to be unauthorized.
I think so.
Those are the good ones. Those are the ones where the tea is spilled.
Well, I mean, are you a caprese salad guy?
I mess with the caprese salad. I never, ever, I don't think in the history of my life have I ever sat down at a restaurant and ordered a caprese salad. But if I've got some basil and some, a nice healthy thing of mozzarella laying around and some cherry tomatoes that left over from a salad that I made, I'll put together a little caprese salad, or you can do what's the word I'm looking for? Like a little, small bites, not hors d'oeuvres, but
like a past app or
past
something.
app, you can toothpick them.
Yeah, the new thing at weddings is doing the caprese salad on the toothpick, it's just like one of each thing.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah, that's a good little bite-sized way to do it. Well, apparently every day for lunch she eats a caprese salad without tomato.
So she's just eating mozzarella for lunch. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. And apparently Italians are rolling in their grave right now over it. And then she also just eats it along with a filet mignon. So
okay.
So she's just out here just doing cheese and meat. She's doing a meat and cheese board for lunch every day. And people are very upset about this for some reason. I mean, do you have a standard lunch that you go to every day? Do you have like a lunch that makes you like feel like you kind of got your bearings back a little bit?
No.
I don't either. No. I used to have like just like some kind of lame chicken rice thing that I would do. Kind of like, we'll hear more from Randy later in this episode. But that's what he does.
You guys today, I'm completely going off into a new tangent here. Just forewarning.
Shift the vibes.
Y'all, I'm gonna shift the vibes here on the conversation. Y'all were eating sandwiches when I walked in today.
We were.
The Washed Media crew.
Yeah.
They looked like great sandwiches.
They were fine.
And I was talking with some people. I'm hearing that they may have looked better.
No, it tasted good.
Than they may have looked better than they tasted. Either way.
If you wanted like a Jimmy John's or if you wanted like a Jersey Mike's and you ordered this sandwich, you'd be underwhelmed. If you wanted a very basic French tasting sandwich, then this is a perfect sandwich for you.
Okay. All right. Well, the fact that they may have been, mediocre actually is going to fit perfectly with my point here. In our world of nothing but bowls, in bowl mania, the sandwich has been, that's a lost art. There is not a place in Austin right now in our vicinity where it's like, let's go get a great sandwiches. Let's go get great sandwiches. That doesn't exist anymore. There was a spot right down the road from here called Toasties. Long gone. Got blown off the map by Sweet Green and, whoever else. There just isn't, what happened to sandwiches, man?
That's a good point. And I think it's good for my waistline that my default is not just getting a sandwich every day for lunch, as that's what I used to do. But like, I think Austin in general is not a good sandwich city.
It's not, but does anywhere have any good sandwiches anymore?
New York, baby, best city in the world. I can't even vouch for sandwiches up there. Every time I go up there, I eat like a big bagel for breakfast and can't eat lunch.
I feel like, it's all modern markets and Sweet Greens and like, you got to have quinoa and kava, these places that are all about like putting all the stuff that you would have on a sandwich into a bowl.
Maybe we need to shift the vibes to Sandwich Boy Summer.
And like I just want a sandwich again. But no, I do not have. I'm also a bring my lunch to work kind of guy. Okay. So it's typically more like a little bit of meal planning or meal prepping or leftovers from dinners that we made. That type of thing, because
you're not spending as much as Anna Wintour is spending on hers. Do you have any guesses on how much
the price of the brick going up out here, man? You can't get lunch for less than $20 these days.
Do you know how much her salad or her lunch is costing her these days?
$85,
$77, and I don't think that's with tips.
Well, so back to Anna Wintour, I think it's also notable that this lunch comes from the Palm.
I'm not familiar with the Palm.
I think it's a really famous business lunch place, power lunch.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I want my girl bosses eating power lunches, but I do feel like spending $77 a day on a steak and a caprese salad with half of its ingredients missing. I just don't know if that's the move.
I don't. Who wants a steak for lunch?
I mean, I could do it.
Yeah.
If I had $77 in my pocket every day and they were like, hey, go crazy for lunch. Like, I'm not opposed to doing a nice little tiny filet every day. Maybe a little 4-ouncer, little slider action.
It's just kind of, but picture Anna Wintour, 70-year-old, waif. Just, what does she weigh? 95 pounds?
I don't know.
She's just chomping down a filet mignon every single day at lunch. She's going to get gout.
Yeah. I mean, that's the rich person's disease. Like getting gout is kind of a flex for some people. I'm not saying I want gout, but I'm just like, I mean, it's kind of a flex of her if she does actually get gout.
You think Anna Wintour, she's a Brit. You think she's going full English every morning?
God, I don't think you can physically go full English and still look the way she does.
Think she's going bangers and mash?
I like a full English. Is that weird of me?
Baked beans?
I know people will point at me and say like, that's because like you're an Anglophile and you just want to be English. Like, no, I actually like it. I think it's kind of fun to put the beans on the toast, and I think it's kind of entertaining. I like having the sauteed mushrooms and the sauteed tomatoes. It's just something I enjoy once in a while.
Yeah.
There's not that many places that actually serve that. I don't do the I don't do the black sausage or whatever they call it. I forget what they call it.
I don't know.
Hold on.
Blood gravy?
It's gonna kill me if I don't Google
Blood
it.
sausage?
Blood sausage. Yeah, I ordered it once when we were over there. I ordered it just to see what it was like and do it. And when the blood sausage came to the table, I took one bite and I was like, yeah, this, maybe not for me.
Yeah,
maybe
I don't think it's a full English without the blood sausage though. So
fine, I'll start eating more blood sausage.
Is this happening in the Palm? Is this all in New York?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's where she's this is not LA.
I just brought up the menu from there and I can confirm that things are expensive there. But it's New York. It's New York, dude. That's just how things go. Should you and I go out someday and just go have an Anna Wintour like lunch at Perry's or something?
Well,
just go to a steakhouse?
I'm glad you mentioned Perry's because that's really the equivalent that I can think of. It's like maybe you do a Friday pork chop, Perry's Steakhouse.
It's the best deal in Austin.
But that's an experience. You are saying we are doing a heavy lunch because it's Friday, and we're ready to shift into weekend vibes.
Have you ever done the Sammy's lunch in Austin?
The Sammy's Italian lunch?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, Sammy's Italian has like that's the dark luxe aesthetic spot.
It is
in Austin right now.
It is the night luxe.
We have too many aesthetics going on, but actually,
we're going to talk about more aesthetics today. It's really.
I think this might be a good transition.
Overwhelming number of aesthetics out there, and it's hard to keep up.
I got a text message from Barrett the other night, and it's always a welcome text, but this one was especially welcome because it was to both Sally and I, as she's probably the poster girl for this right now. Talking about the clean girl aesthetic. Barrett, can you explain what the clean girl aesthetic is?
Well, I texted both of you because the three of us have had conversations about how much we just stan Hailey Bieber. Y'all probably talked about this on Sunday. Did you? Did Hailey Bieber come up?
Of course she did.
Of course she did.
Sally loves. I mean,
yeah.
I told Sally that she had to. I mean, there's no good way of phrasing the question that I asked Sally. I pretty much asked her, whose skin do you want to trade with in like the celeb world, which makes it sound like you're in a horror movie.
Yeah.
But I told her, I was like, Sally, you can do this, but your answer cannot be Hailey Bieber because that's the expected answer. And that's the answer that everyone's going to, they're going to be like, yeah, of course you chose her right now. Like she's the glazed donut girl.
And did she choose her anyway?
She tried to, but then she ended up choosing someone that I did not approve of, or I mean, not approve of, but she said Tim McGraw. It's like, okay, I don't really want to date or be married to someone that models their life after Tim McGraw.
So, all right. So I know that all three of us are big fans of Hailey Bieber and just her overall look, vibe, style, everything. You know what I mean? Like, and she has been the poster girl for this kind of like it girl style seen on the likes of Emily Ratajkowski and any number of other starlets and female celebrities, which is like the big blazer, the kind of like loose fitting blazer, crop tops or like bralette tops, shorter shorts or, leggings and like clean sneakers. It's just everybody that's listening to this podcast knows what I'm talking about. And I did not know until I came across a tweet that this actually was its own aesthetic and had a name, and it is clean girl aesthetic.
Shouts to all the clean girls out there.
So shouts to all the clean girls.
I did. So
yes.
After you sent this, it was kind of like getting an Instagram ad when like you talk about something and then you see something on your timeline that's, catered to you. After you said this, I saw a tweet recently that was like ripping on girls that are the clean girl aesthetic because apparently these girls are not fun in the club. They wear blazers to the club, which people do not like. Like apparently that is not a fun person move. And I kind of respect that the non-clean girls are dragging the clean girls.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, that's because those are the feral girls, right?
Dude, see, I think I'm a feral girl guy at this point. I respect the clean girls and I still do enjoy see them winning. But when it comes to this, I think I'm more into the feral girls. If you don't mind me reading a passage from sohohouse.com, it says, thankfully, there's been something of a social movement taking hold recently online. Instead of self-optimization videos filling up your For You feed, young people everywhere are documenting their most feral moments, ranging from waking up in last night's makeup to ditching a rigid routine and staying out to party with friends. The trend is being dubbed feral girl summer or having goblin energy, which we've talked about numerous times on the Circling Back podcast. Where the hilariously named content is not only entertaining, but it also pushes that girl aesthetic and it's coinciding elitist wellness message, one messy post at a time. So they're essentially just taking the wellness stuff and being like, nah, I'm treating my body like shit this summer.
And clean girl is like 1 degree away from that girl. Mm-hmm. That girl is like Emily Oberg style wellness perfection. Clean girl is like has a little bit more of a
Coffee enemas or nah?
no coffee enemas on clean girl.
Okay.
That's only on that girl.
Just making
that
sure.
girls those girls are doing the coffee enemas. Clean girls they don't need the enemas because it's less of a workout thing.
I've always said, and this is a tale as old as time. I've always said that every clean girl is 2 martinis away from being a feral girl.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's been your motto for a while.
That still goes with clean boys and feral boys too. So there's a tweet recently on the timeline that I also enjoyed from, I don't know how to say her last name, Alyssa Vingen something. She's the editor in chief of Nylon magazine, and I don't know if she was actually at Chloe Sevigny's wedding.
Okay.
But there's a photo that she put out, and this is kind of a mood for her wedding. They put out what appears to be a silver cup that has unlit cigarettes in it, and then next to it there are 2 ashtrays, one that is used for ashing your cigarettes, and the other has a matchbook with the date of the wedding on it. And now this makes me wish that every single wedding just had a cigarette area, and instead of having the flex of the guy who's rolling cigars and stuff like that. They need cigarette areas at every single wedding, because like every wedding, some people are like, "Oh, we should smoke a cigarette tonight," or maybe that's just like me.
Yeah, I don't know if do we hang out with enough feral boys and girls to need a cigarette area?
No, and I mean I don't want to expose myself too much here, but based on there may be a couple people at a wedding late last year who were thinking, you know what would be fun right now? Sharing a cigarette between the 3 of us. And it took us about 3 hours to find one, which made me think, you know what? We're at least hanging out with a lot of upstanding people, and that makes me feel good about myself overall.
The smoking popularity, I'm not sure that's like left New York yet. You know what I mean? I don't think it's trickled down on here to Clean Girl, Austin, Texas just yet.
We need to do it. We need to do an offsite for retail therapy in Brooklyn, so we can just like go view these people that are down with smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, we gotta find we got to link and build with Cody James as well, so that he can take us on a tour of all of the Manhattan and Brooklyn hotspots and get us into cool secret DJ shows.
Yeah, if you live in New York City and you have clout and you want to have Barrett and I up for a weekend, just holler at us. Yeah. We'll show up. I don't care. I mean, that's my it girl move of the week, by the way, is having the cigarette stand at your wedding.
I feel like that's a fair. Do you think that associates more with feral girl or clean girl?
This is where, if they're shaking martinis at that, this is where the clean girls start to get a little more feral, and they're going to have a tough rest of the weekend.
You're shifting this vibe back into night looks, aren't you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, always. That's actually been my favorite aesthetic that we have so far. And I don't think I talked about this. I actually had the author of that column reach out to me and say that she really enjoyed our segment on it. And then she went as far to say that she does think that the new iPhone camera that takes crisp photos in the dark, she says, I do think that has something to do with it because it works so well.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
There's something on here on the SohoHouse.com article that we pulled up. It's the feral movement is kind of like about documenting your most quote unquote feral moments, and the examples that they give are like waking up with last night's makeup on, or ditching your rigid routine and staying out too late to party with your friends. You've talked about you mentioned goblin energy already. What's been your most feral moment of 2022?
Oh man, that's a tough one. That is a tough one.
I am putting you on the spot here. Did not get you to plan for this question.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Honestly, probably the worst one was that at Dylan's wedding in Cabo, they had these coconut cookies that they would leave on the side of the table at turn down service. And we acquired several more cookies from them. And I can confirm that one night I did roll over in bed and I did have a cookie stuck to my side. And so I think that might qualify, since they're wrapped in like a plastic. And you know how if you have like, I had a cookie on my side.
Yeah.
And we ended up bringing those cookies back and eating them since. Like, we've just been eating one a day. We're officially out now, unfortunately. But it was a good run on those coconut cookies that I was eating in bed. Anytime there's crumbs in bed, that's like the most disgusting thing that you can have.
Yeah, and I feel like what I was thinking of for mine is actually similar, and I'm going to bring it full circle here back to Tan Boy Summer. But like, I like to let mine develop overnight. I like to really get cooked.
So you don't rinse off that
I do not rinse off, which means that your sheets definitely need to be changed, or they're just covered in orange, spray tan formula. I slept in those sheets for like 2 more nights after the first one. That's my most feral moment of 2022.
Sleeping in your spray tan, like it's like you're at a crime scene and you can just see like the outline of Barrett's body with spray tan surrounding it. I mean, yeah, that's pretty goblin.
Yeah.
Or feral, whatever you want to call it. I think I'm liking feral more.
Goblin mode.
I feel like goblin has like a connotation to it now.
Yeah.
If your mouth is in goblin mode or feral, I highly recommend that you use our new sponsor, Bruush. It's an electric toothbrush that will change the way you think about brushing your teeth. With powerful sonic technology and ultra gentle bristles, Bruush redefines what it means to have super clean teeth. It's like that feeling that you get when you leave the dentist, a fresh, whole mouth clean every single day. Did you know that 30% of millennials admit that they only brush once a day, and some of them even skip days at a time?
That's not a stat I like to hear.
I received a Bruush toothbrush in the mail recently, and I have to admit it immediately replaced my other toothbrush without even hesitating. The charging port on there, which by the way, these things will last on one single charge for 30 days.
Very rarely have to charge mine.
The charging port is honestly such a vibe that I just want to charge it at all times.
Yeah,
it's like
you can just leave it on. I mean, the toothbrush looks great. The charging port looks great. You can just, if you've got a little nice spot for it, you just leave it right there.
It's got 6 cleaning modes. Gentle for sensitive gums, white to help remove surface stains, and everything in between. And don't forget about tongue mode. When I saw that they had tongue mode, it was game over from that point on. A lot of people aren't brushing their tongues, and it shows.
Is one of the 6 modes goblin mode?
I think they need to add that one.
They got to add that. They got to get that 7th one in there. I'm a gentle guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I've been trying to experiment.
No need to go too hard on the gummies.
Well, I mean, these things do 42,000 brush strokes per minute. That's a lot. That's a lot. I've been experimenting with the modes since, and I have actually nestled right into that gentle mode as well.
Yeah,
I'm not opposed to it.
You get the matte black.
Oh yeah, you have to. Yeah. It looks so clean on there. This has a 2-minute timer with a quad pacer, so most people only brush for about 45 seconds if they don't count it down. No, this will get you through 2 minutes to a thorough clean, and the quad pacer helps you make the most of these 2 minutes by pausing every 30 seconds so you can go to a different part of your mouth. It's a nice little reminder, and like I said, it's got a 4-week battery life, 6 unique cleaning modes, and you can even get the subscription plan. And every 6 months, they will send you a 3-pack of replacement brush heads to your door, because changing your brush head is easy to forget. So they'll remind you, and it's only $18. You can get 3 new brush heads to your door. Hey, go over and get 20% off when you pick up your Bruush kit and plan when you go to Bruush.com/Scaries. That's 20% off of your Bruush kit and plan when you go to Bruush.com/Scaries. That's BRUUSH.com/Scaries. We have our first ever guest on this podcast.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No one had us having our first ever guest being producer Randy, but I got great news. We got producer Randy in the building right now. As you guys know, a few episodes ago, we talked about Shein, the clothing brand that is just absolutely volume shooting, both physically and whatever.
Yeah.
And Randy, after the episode, had a coy look on his face as if he knew that he had done something wrong. And what he had done wrong was that he had purchased 2 shirts from Shein recently that had yet to come in. He did bring those shirts in, but now Randy has another dilemma. Randy, do you want to explain what your dilemma is right now?
Yes, of course. Hi, Barrett.
Hey, Randy.
So here's my dilemma. I wore one of those shirts out for the first time this past Saturday, and I got 5 compliments on it. That's 5 more than I usually ever get ever.
All right, now which one of these shirts did you get all these compliments on?
So the blue one with the vertical stripes.
Okay.
So
all right.
I know I should feel bad about purchasing because I'm not plugged into the fashion world like you guys are. And I didn't know about this, and I bought them. Then I got, shamed by you guys. But I got so many compliments.
Well, now you're trying to shop for a new shirt, Randy, even though you got those 2 shirts grandfathered in because you didn't know any better before, Barrett and I pretty much undressed the entire Shein model on the podcast. Yeah. But now you're looking to get this other one that I don't even know what material this is. It's almost like some kind of micro corduroy or some shit.
It's polyester.
Okay.
It'll take over 500 years to decompose. I've learned. I've done the research.
Thank you.
I've learned.
Thank you for noting that it's going to take 500 years for your $23 Shein shirt to decompose, Randy.
I have not purchased it yet. So I sent this other one. It's called a waffle knit polo.
Yeah.
And I would like to purchase it, but I know I shouldn't So I need help, Bear. Can you find me something similar from a more reputable source, if that's the word?
Okay, let me just help you justify a Shein or a Shein like purchase instead, because like I get this, like the price is too good to pass up, but the problem with a lot of this is the conspicuous consumption. It's influencers doing Shein hauls and having 22 items that they will wear once, and then these items end up in the trash or at Goodwill or at a thrift store and never getting bought again, and then in a landfill and then decomposing for the next 20,000 years or whatever. So it's you know, if you're shopping the same amount that you would otherwise, as in like you're just able to reduce your cost by a great amount, right? Like if you're going to, what I'm saying is like, if you were going to buy one J. Crew shirt and now you can afford 3 Shein shirts, you should still only buy one Shein shirt. Like as long as you know what I mean? Like
keep your consumption consistent.
Keep your consumption consistent, and then you're doing a little bit less damage there. Now, the other piece of it is I would still push people towards Zara and H&M and Abercrombie and Fitch instead, because those brands are a little bit more transparent about what they're doing. They're a little bit more accountable when it comes to green and sustainable initiatives. And Shein is a black box buried in China that's not accountable to anybody or anything except for their own bottom line. So it's just like, we have no idea what their practices are like, what their business model is like, how much energy they are wasting or using or whatever, what their wastage is like, how many items and garments they're just burning or throwing in their own landfills. It's just like that's one of the big issues with Shein is like, we look on the surface and when we were saying this doesn't seem possible. How are all of these shirts $17 or less? Honestly, this one new one that you sent me is $20. It's probably the most expensive thing on Shein's website. So Randy
sorted by high to low price.
So those are kind of my follow-up notes on it. If your consumption is staying the same and you're choosing Shein instead of any of the aforementioned mall brands or other fast fashion shops, that's one thing. But if you're like, oh man, this stuff is so much cheaper, now I can afford 5 times more clothes than I was buying, that's a different thing.
Are you clearing Randy for takeoff on this shirt if he so chooses? You're essentially telling him to drink, instead of drinking a Coke, you're telling him to go Coke Zero or Diet Coke by going to Zara or H&M or something like that.
Yeah. Yes. And who knows if that's really any better. It just, it feels a little bit better. And I'm not going to put my own biases on you like that. I can't argue with 5 compliments, man. That
compliment to wear ratio is good.
Right. And I trust Randy's going to wear that shirt again.
Oh yeah, if I got 5 compliments, I'm going to be wearing.
That thing. That thing's
yeah. That thing's going to have dry deodorant on it by the end of the summer. You're not going to be able to get the armpits clean.
So I'm clearing Randy for takeoff on this waffle knit polo that he wants from Shein.
Wow, I did not expect this. I did not think this was going to pan out this way.
I wanted to talk to Barrett first, and I said to you too, I'm going to have a mall day, and I'm going to do that and go see these other stores first, but. If it turns out to it, okay, I might buy it.
What if, so I'm just playing, like, this is just a hypothetical situation. Everyone knows that Randy loves shopping at Kohl's because he gets his Kohl's cash.
Yeah.
What if they start offering Aimé Leon dollars and then he can start getting like maybe, what if they start doing a punch card that you can get and you can go get like a free white t-shirt after you've bought like, $10,000 worth of clothing, they'll give you like a free like basic t-shirt.
I mean, if they start doing Aimé Leon dollars, I'm just going to see if I can do a little transfer into Randy's account. So get him hooked on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pass off some of those perks. But yeah, it's God, I know, the allure of this is I totally understand the draw. It's
I know. I'm like hesitant. I don't even want to click into the link that Randy sent because now I don't want to get like a bunch of Shein sponsors on Instagram like all day.
Well, we've said the word Shein like 87 times here today, so
it's true.
It's gonna know.
I feel like Shein's algorithm, they know so well that like they know that we're talking shit on them. They're like, no, we can't give it to these guys.
Did you know? Everybody probably knows this already. It's not that your phone listens to you; it's that your phone talks to the other phones in its vicinity.
So if somebody Googles something and then it transfers, yeah.
So the fact that Randy is shopping at Shein, our phones know that anyway, even if you never click on that link. And now it's going to, that's how it like,
that's what someone told me a long time ago.
Insidiously infiltrates your own algorithm.
I'm not opposed to the algorithm serving me stuff that I've looked up in the past. It is a nice little reminder, but like, I don't know. It gets very tiresome. Like I'm faced. I told you before the podcast today. Now I'm faced with buying a shirt from Corridor because they've been so tailored into marketing towards me that I've gotten the same shirt marketed towards me like 10 times now.
I'd love to know, if you do inevitably cop said Corridor shirt, wonder what their cost to acquire you will and have ended up at.
It's got to be a lot because I've been holding out hard. Like,
and they're still banging on the door, man.
Their ad to will buying ratio is not good right now. It's much worse than the ratio of Randy's compliments to wear.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We actually talked about that recently. The girl that had the bedazzled blazer, and she's like, "No, this is worth it because my compliments to wear it." She's like, "I get to wear it once a year, and everyone freaking loves it."
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Randy. I guess. The collar's off, man. Go enjoy yourself.
All right. Thank you guys for having me. I'll keep you updated about what I do.
Barrett, let's close this episode out the way we always do. Let's add some stuff to our wish list. You want me to start?
I do. I would like you to go first. Yes.
So, in the name of Larry David, I've started checking out a brand that I thought that went away years ago, but they're having an absolute resurgence right now. And I'm talking about Simple. He's been wearing simple shoes for pretty much his entire life. And I went to the site one day a few months ago to see if Simple was still in business. And I was actually surprised to see that they started making shoes again, because I think they did stop for a certain period of time. And now they've started making clothes too. I've been having a really hard time trying to find shorts this summer. Such a hard time, in fact, that I've abandoned doing it, and I'm just going to let the shorts come to me.
Okay.
And instead, I'm just looking for some pants that I can wear, maybe some cropped pants that might look good on a night out when I'm not going to be outside all night. I can be in some air conditioning, but still look a little summery. Today, I got an email from them, and it's about a product that I had already looked at before, and it had to do with their cropped pants. They've got some black cropped pants, and today, they are offering 50% off of those pants.
Wow.
So I regret to inform everybody that not only was this on my wish list before, but now I have officially copped before I could actually put it on my wish list on the very podcast. So I have now purchased these pants for half off, and I will report back how Simple, the shoe company, how their pants actually work, because I do have big concerns over whether or not these pants will actually fit well or be a nice material.
I'm looking at these pants now. Mm-hmm. I'm loving that you are able to return them. Sometimes some of these like little more obscure brands, they're doing the no returns thing, and it kind of grinds my gears. Also, tell me this: how do you feel when websites have no product on model photography?
It stresses me out a lot. Mainly because I like to see that. They do have some model shots for some cargo pants that they had, and I'm hoping that they are a relatively similar cut, even though I know that they won't be. But it's just kind of one of those things you tell yourself when you're trying to justify buying something online. But I figured with the 50% off code, with with the ability to return, I'm going to take an absolute, flyer on these and just see if it works.
Yeah, I'm into it. And I'm gonna follow you up and maybe give you a lead on shorts.
I'm always interested.
You before the pod, we were talking about how you were in a bit of a shorts desert, and I actually kind of feel the same way at the moment. Last summer, I had Dave on to Club Cool, and we spoke. I think that maybe that might have been 2020 even. But somewhere over the course of the last 18 months, we spoke about the rise of the elastic waist short.
Oh yeah, e-waist, baby.
The e-waist. Fixed waist, it's just, pop onto J.Crew, walk into Stag. I'm sure if you log on to Shein, you're going to see a lot of drawstrings, elastic waists. It's going to come in alpha sizing instead of fixed waist. And they're just a little bit blousier.
Okay.
Okay. And the all of my like tailored chino shorts from the last decade and a half from J.Crew or Billy Reed or like wherever else, I'm not loving the look on me right now. I want a little shorter and a little bit baggier.
That's what I need. That's what looking for the exact same thing as you, Barrett.
And so I think I discovered these thanks to a listener, Club Cool or Retail Therapy or probably both, but Buck Mason.
Okay.
Has a new 6-inch deck short out that I think looks really nice.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to immediately buy these today because I am in such desperate need for shorts that I have no choice but to buy. Yeah, these look great.
And it's it's kind of a mix. It's like a flex waist, but it still buttons and has a zipper. So I like that. You can dress them up a little bit more than you can just like a straight up volley. What's up?
Does this have belt loops?
I'm not seeing any belt loops. No.
See, I like a belt.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But yeah, these just popped up on my radar, and like you said, we have a Buck Mason here. I might swing by this week to see if I can get into a pair of these.
I think we're gonna have to both report back on our wish list items for this week. Yeah, it sounds like these are both imminent cops.
Imminent cops, indeed.
I don't know why imminent cops is something that I really enjoy right now.
Well, I mean, it's like an offshoot of the wish list segment. Imminent
maybe
cops.
We should just have maybe we should have both. Maybe we should, instead of wish list, should we just call it imminent cops?
Well, I mean, you got to have both. Like when I throw up the $750 felt horse from Bodie, that's not an imminent cop. That's a wish list item. Yeah, this is the imminent cop.
Man, we've been doing this so long that like the felt horses from Bodie feel like just, years ago. Yeah. It's too long. Oh, well, to everyone out there, let's regroup next week. Maybe we'll have some insider information on these pants, these crop chinos, as well as some of these shorts. But other than that, I think that's all she wrote for this week.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna get out there and just and try to find the balance between all of our different summer aesthetics, whether it's lace shirt summer, tan boy summer, clean girl, feral girl, everything in moderation, right?
I'm going from clean to feral this weekend.
Yeah.
I haven't had a drink all week, and then I'm going to the PGA Championship tomorrow. So it's going to be, I think I might get a little feral this weekend.
I heard that beers are like $18 out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's what they are at the Moody Center where we saw John Mayer too.
Yeah, so I love a good $19
It's a tough scene. It's a tough scene in the world of event drinks.
Yeah, nothing goes down better than a nice $19 IPA while Justin Bieber sings on stage. Just really, really pairs well.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Adios.